Welcome back to our channel, a place where we decode the intricacies of personal growth and self-improvement. Today's focus is an inward expedition, an expedition to discover your genuine identity. Have you ever taken a moment to contemplate who you are, distinct from the labels and roles society has allotted you? You are not merely a parent, a teacher, a friend, or an employee. You are not defined by your victories or your defeats. You are not your fears or your aspirations. You transcend all of these. You're a complex, multifaceted entity, possessing a vibrant, profound, and boundless inner cosmos. In this video, we will navigate two dimensions of this interior cosmos: the higher self and the lower self. So what exactly are these? How do they mold our existence? And how can we sync with our higher self to lead a more enriched, joyous life? Let's ponder upon the concept of being able to connect with yourself on all levels: mind, body, and spirit. Envision observing the world through a prism of clarity and nurturing authentic bonds with others. Envision harnessing an inbuilt reservoir of wisdom and leading a truthful, joyous existence. That's the outcome of reaching your higher self. So persist in your pursuit, steadily grow, and continually aspire for your higher self. The journey might be arduous, but the paybacks are immeasurable. Stay with us as we embark on this thrilling voyage of self-realization. Coming up, we dissect an introduction to your higher and lower self. Ever wondered what your higher self is and your lower self? In our quest for self-improvement and personal growth, we often come across these terms. To understand them, let's delve into the fascinating world of the self. Imagine the higher self as the most evolved, authentic version of you. It's like the wise old sage within, a beacon of light that transcends cultural and societal programming. It's the part of you that is innately good, kind, and compassionate. It's the you that lives in harmony with the universe, guided by a moral compass that points towards truth and love. It's the you that knows deep down that we are all interconnected, that we are all one. This is your higher self, the best version of you, the you that lives a joyful life by living your truth. On the flip side, there's the lower self. This is the part of you that doesn't value you. It's the voice in your head that tells you that you're not good enough, that you don't deserve happiness. It's the part of you that's driven by destructive desires, by fear, by insecurity. It's the you that sabotages your own success, that gets in the way of your own happiness. This is your lower self, the part of you that needs healing and understanding. But don't be discouraged. We all have a lower self, and it's not all bad. It's part of being human. It's part of the journey. In fact, recognizing and acknowledging our lower self is a crucial step in our personal growth. It's only by understanding our lower self that we can begin to heal, to grow, to evolve into our higher self. So how do we do this? How do we align with our higher self? It's a journey that involves understanding, healing, and managing our psychological, emotional, and spiritual wounds. It's about learning to listen to our higher self, to let it guide us towards joy, love, and truth. And it's about learning to quieten the voice of our lower self, to not let it sabotage our journey towards becoming our best selves. Understanding these two aspects of self is the first step towards aligning with your higher self. So, are you ready to embark on this journey? Are you ready to meet your higher self? Let's delve deeper in the next scene. The ego, an essential part of our mind, plays a crucial role in our connection with the higher self. The ego is often seen as a villain, but it's not inherently bad. It's a necessary part of us that interacts with the world, a tool we use to navigate through life's complexities. However, when the ego is influenced by unresolved emotional, spiritual, or psychological trauma, it becomes associated with the lower self. This association can create a barrier, a sort of foggy window that distorts our view of our true selves. Imagine trying to see your reflection in a mirror covered in dust and grime. That's what it's like trying to connect with your higher self when your ego is intertwined with your lower self. But here's the good news: this doesn't have to be a permanent state. We have the power to clean that mirror, to heal and manage our ego. And when we do, we start to see ourselves more clearly, the dust and grime giving way to a reflection of our higher selves. So, what does this healing process look like? It involves acknowledging and addressing the unresolved trauma that has muddied our perception. It involves understanding that our ego is not our enemy, but a part of us that needs care and attention. Healing your ego is a significant part of aligning with your higher self. It's like turning on a light in a dark room. Suddenly, everything becomes clear, and you can see the path to your highest self laid out before you. Did you know there are signs that your higher self is trying to communicate with you? Indeed, the journey to self-discovery is sprinkled with signals that our higher self is reaching out, nudging us towards growth and enlightenment. One of the clearest indications is frequent synchronicities. When you start noticing unexplainable coincidences more often, it's a sign that your higher self is trying to get your attention. These synchronicities are like breadcrumbs, leading you towards your truth, your purpose. It's your higher self's way of saying, you're on the right path. The second sign is vivid dreams. When your conscious mind rests, your higher self takes the opportunity to communicate through profound and symbolic dream scenarios. So don't dismiss those dreams that leave you pondering in the morning. They could be valuable messages from your higher self. Thirdly, you might experience intuitive hits. These are sudden insights or realizations that seem to come from nowhere but feel deeply true. It's your higher self providing guidance, nudging you towards the right decisions. A heightened sense of empathy is another sign. When you start feeling more connected to others and the world around you, it's an indication that your higher self is awakening, fostering a deeper understanding and compassion for all beings. The fifth sign is recurring patterns. These could be in the form of numbers, symbols, or events that keep showing up in your life. It's your higher self using the language of the universe to send you messages. The sixth sign is a sudden interest in self-growth and spirituality. If you find yourself drawn towards books, conversations, or practices that aim to elevate your consciousness, it's your higher self propelling you towards your spiritual evolution. The last sign is an inner feeling of peace and contentment, even amidst chaos. This is your higher self reassuring you that you're aligned with your soul's purpose. It's a gentle reminder that you are exactly where you need to be. Being aware of these signs brings you closer to your higher self. So, pay attention. Listen carefully. Your higher self is always there, guiding you towards your highest potential.